Well, welcome back, my friends. The ones that are still here. If you've been with me for a little while, you kind of understand the inside joke there. Anyhow, I figured to talk about what most people don't want to talk about. You can sit up here and you can give opinions, you give ideas, you give all this stuff. And the most important thing that everybody knows, you give it to God to handle. You let Him take care of it. You pray to Him, and it helps. You can feel the burden being lifted. But sometimes, and then this is no reflection on God whatsoever, sometimes it is God saying to you, maybe you need to change the scenery a little bit. You get sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're in the same town, same city, whatever, and it's the same stuff all the time, over and over. It's just boom, 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 same stuff, same places, same people, same scenery. And you're just sick of it. You're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you're just agitated like all the time. You got these few people that are toxic, and you're like, man. And there's a day you just explode on them. And you kind of feel better about it, but then you kind of feel bad about it at the same time. It seems like some people in the government and so on and so forth put you in a position where you're not nice. You're not doing what you want to do. You're trying to be Christian like and forgive people and accept people for what they are and things and so on and so forth. But they just keep coming back and coming back and coming back. Maybe that's God's way of saying, son, move on. Sell your stuff, travel light. If you got a truck, car, doesn't matter. Just take some stuff and go. Maybe check the want ads and jobs and stuff in other cities, communities, 50, 100 miles away from you. Maybe in another state. Hell, maybe there's some place you're like, man, I've always kind of wanted to go there. Maybe I'll look for a job there. Maybe you find one and you go down there. You're there for a little while and go, it's not what I thought it was. Maybe I'll move on somewhere else. And that change of pace brings your spirits up. And you've learned things along the way about toxic people, what to look for, what not to do, where not to hang out. You start learning things and you start maturing and you gain from that. You gain with age. A lot of people, you do this, do that, do this. Well, sometimes you just move on. Sometimes that's the best advice somebody can give you. Just move on. Yeah, but I've lived here my whole life. That might be the problem. You need a new change of scenery. You've learned to stay away from and you've learned to spot the toxic people, male and female both. You've learned to spot them. You're getting a feeling of what you want to do in life and what you don't want to do in life. See, it may be God's way of opening up doors for you somewhere else. Because you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired. It's kind of like stop the insanity. You're doing the same stuff every day and you're just like, man, it just drains you. It just drains you. You're doing the same thing over and over every day, the same grind and the same this and the same that. Hell, you might go somewhere else and find out, boy, it's a load anyways, just because it's a new place. But then again, you might find those like-minded people. You might find that niche in your life that's like, this is all right here. These people think like I do. Maybe you learn a few new skills. Maybe you learn some stuff that you're like, man, I never thought I'd even think about doing this or that, but I like doing it. There might be some place where you're good at something, and they're like, oh man, you're good at that. Yeah, I've been doing it a while. It's like, well, hell, we could use somebody like you. And all of a sudden, you step into something. Maybe you're a good mechanic. Maybe you're a good auto body guy. Maybe you're a good electrician. I mean, there's lots of different things that are out there. Good welder. It doesn't matter. There's something you're good at. There's so many things out there I can't even mention it all. So just you always pray to God, and then someday it just hits you. Maybe it'll hit you right away. Maybe what I'm saying, maybe what I'm saying right now, what I just said about just move away, 50 miles, 100 miles, another state. Maybe I've always wanted to go there. Maybe all of a sudden you're just like had an epiphany, like I've been feeling that way. I've been, and all of a sudden you just pop, boom, yep, and you start going through all the ads on the internet here, and where you'd like to go, and maybe like to blah blah blah, and don't let your stuff burden you down. I mean, if you got a few things you're like, I'd like to kind of hang on to that. Maybe you got some family or friends or somebody you can trust, and you might be able to leave it with them. Maybe not. Maybe you're better off just selling it. But what I've always found with most people, when they store things, a lot of times what ends up happening is you spend more money storing it than it was actually worth. You should have just sold it, got the money out of it, and been money ahead. Because a lot of people sometimes also they end up losing it to the storage units. And then you got nothing. You have to figure that stuff out for yourself. Most of us have too much junk as we got junk. A lot of us do. Can you lighten it up? Yeah. Depends what you're doing in life, too. You're always better off living on the lighter side so you're not burdened down with stuff. Stuff becomes a burden after a while. People move, they look around and go, man, I don't want to move again. Look at all the crap we moved. Well, why don't you have a sale and get rid of it? I mean, a lot of the stuff you're like, yeah, I like it, but whatever, doesn't matter. 6 months from then, you're like, you don't even remember you even had it at one time. Doesn't even matter to you. It was always, if you go back to some of my older videos, I point things out too. And this is totally off subject. But you want to prepare for things. There's survival stuff and all this and that stuff. Go down in your basement, find the main breaker, shut it off. Nothing will work in your house except maybe if you got a landline telephone or your water, if you're not on a well. You should still have gas coming into your house but you may have to light things manually. But what I'm getting at is you want a down grid scenario, go shut it off. Live like that for 4 or 5 hours a day, maybe 2 or 3 days. Find out what it's really like, and then you'll understand what you need to prep for. Figured I'd throw that in there because we were talking about things you don't need. You'll find out there's a lot of things in your house you just don't need. People today, too, you're always smart to, if I got it here in my pocket, maybe I don't. Hell, I don't think I got it. Got a crappy ass phone. My God, maybe I didn't. Anyhow, oh, I got it right there. I think I stuck it in the wrong pocket. Nope, that's a lighter. Anyways, these USB things. Little hard drive things. You got ones like this. Oh hell, you probably can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, I got some here in the desk. You got these things and these things. Take pictures of everything you own. Put it on these things. Helps you for insurance reasons too. So when they say, and then, like I said, there's going to be a lot of things. If your house catches on fire, you're burglarized, whatever, they'll go, well, what'd you have? And then you can say, I had this. You can show them. You say, yeah, that's a picture of it right there. So there's going to be a lot of things you don't remember. I just thought I'd throw that out there. But there's going to be a lot of things, too, you'll sell and you'll get rid of. And 6 months later, you look at your USB drive and go, you thought you liked it. It's still nice, but you're like, you didn't miss it. Because sometimes a lot of things just burden you down. And it kind of agitates you because you're burdened down. You got all this stuff, and you're like, what do I do with all this stuff? Well, you could just packed up and left. Pack your clothes up, maybe a couple whatever, and go. Hell no, you got to rent a U-Haul. Anyways, that's the reason I got on here, is because there's a lot of people out there who want to give you advice on this and that. It's all individual. Just think about it. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, stop the insanity. Might be time to move on. That's all. This is kind of a rambling thing here. But that's my brain sometimes. It just kind of, things just rattle around in there. Y'all take care now.